So this week, I'm dropping off my daughter at college, and I was literally setting up the dorm room. A very proud moment, a very emotional moment for my family, for my wife, for me. And all of a sudden, I get a flurry of texts telling me that folks had received what turned out to be a horribly vile, malicious, cruel, and very deceitful mailer that attacked me. I knew when I was doing this political thing that I would have faced negative campaigning, but I had no idea that it would be this vicious and this malicious and this deceitful. My name is Dave Kirpin, and this is a very special edition of The Candidate. So, Jess, it's good to see you again after a bit of a delay, and thanks so much for making some time to chat with me about this very special occasion.
I know. When you sent me that text with the picture, my jaw just dropped to the floor. I could not believe.
If you're ready for your jaw to drop again, Jess, I'm going to show you the actual flyer so you can see the full size next to my face, okay?
Oh my God, it's an 8 by 10.
It's giant. It's giant. It's two-sided. It literally it's just vicious and it's crazy, honestly. And I made a video about it and summarized some of my thoughts. At first, it was so outrageous that it was almost it was amusing. Like a picture of me next to a radioactive symbol and like looking like the Hulk or something with a police line. Like it's completely nuts. But then I was like, this is so crazy because tens of thousands of people are going to get this. My 10-year-old's friends are going to get this. People all over town are going to get this and see these vicious lies about me. And that's just wrong. It's just really wrong. And so I challenged my opponent to, I said, I'll give you, technically it's not from her. It is technically from the
The Nassau County Republicans?
the New York Republican State Committee, the state of New York Republicans. But the thing is, obviously it's from her.
Yeah.
But that being said, I said, you know what? Maybe it's not. Maybe somehow it's not. But in that case, it is her responsibility to completely condemn it and to vow to make sure that nothing else goes out on her behalf that is so vicious. Now, another mailer has already arrived since then. So there's already been two mailers.
No.
I don't have a hard copy of the second, but based on the frequency of and the how early it started, Jess, my team thinks that they're going to send approximately 20 negative campaign mailers like this. So besides a massive waste of dollars, besides like this, it's just a really cruel and I'm not sure what to say. People have said lots of politics for you, but no, like I'm not this person. And this is all based, this entire thing, the claim that I want to abolish cash bail, defund the police, pay reparations, which have absolutely nothing to do with local politics, obviously. These things come from a $10 contribution that I made to a local Working Families Party candidate in 2011, 14 years ago. And I haven't gone back, but I'm pretty sure that 14 years ago, the Working Families Party wasn't actively trying to defund the police or pay reparations. So even if I were a supporter of the Working Families Party, which obviously I wasn't, a $10 donation to a friend is like literally nothing,
Insignificant. Yeah.
obviously. But even if that were the case, like that was 11 years ago. And to then say that the dangerous Kirpin agenda supports these things, it's completely deceitful. And I'm checking with lawyers as to the legality of it all and whether it's like legally slander or whatnot, but it's just wrong. It's just wrong. And anyone that doesn't see that, it's just shocking to me. So look, I like I said, I issued a challenge to her. I said, you know what? Maybe you didn't know. So you have 7 days to condemn this and to vow no more negativity. And if she does that, awesome. I'd love to focus on the issues. I'd love to focus on how I'm going to cut taxes how I'm going to make life more affordable for residents in North Hempstead, how we're going to make getting permits much easier. I'd love to focus on those things. But if she continues to send these things out, she doesn't condemn this, what choice do I have but to go negative myself? I just think the days of when they go low, we go high, it doesn't work. Clearly, this works, or they wouldn't be spending this kind of massive amount of money on it, right? It must work. It must work. So if it works, I guess what I'm really struggling with is, do I have to embrace it and do it myself? And where I'm at right now, Jess, is if she doesn't condemn it, which I don't think she will, but if she, I would love her to be clear. I would love that to happen. But if she doesn't, I'm going to populate deceitful.com. I'm not going to make these crazy, outrageous claims, but I'm going to publish an accurate list of all of the lies on record that she's done and all of the failures of her administration. And I guess fight fire with fire, but fight fire with like honest fire. It's rough. It's rough. And the thing is, Jess, that I get that I signed up for this or signed up to be ready for this, but my children did not. My 10-year-old did not. And it's just wrong. It's just wrong to do that to children. It is. To call me dangerous. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you have been such a local leader in the town of North Hempstead for so long. You sat on the school board. You have been actively involved in the community. This is not your first foray of being a community figurehead. This is just the first big elected official race that you're doing. And it's just absolutely wild to me that they are putting so many dollars behind this. And what it really tells me is that they're scared. They know that you can get them on truth, and so they're going to get you on lies.
Yeah, it is. I will say a lot of people were like, wow, this is so flattering that they're so scared of you. They're so threatened by you that they're doing this early and this dramatically. So part of that felt good in a way, but to what end? And yes, they're definitely scared. They're definitely threatened. They know that I'm unlike you. Ironically, I'll tell you what's so funny about one thing that's funny about this. I see this whole thing like Dave Kerpen is a dangerous politician. And Jess, we've been doing the show for a while now. I think you'll understand when I say that while I'm completely horrified by being called dangerous and the police line and the radioactivity, I'm actually really horrified by the word politician as well, because I'm not a politician. And I've said that over and over again. I'm a teacher. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an author. I'm a civic leader. I'm not a politician. I don't want to play those games. That's not who I am. And they're obviously trying to create an image of me that works for their agenda. And it's a Republican playbook, right? We've seen this in Nassau. We've seen this attack over and over again. And it clearly has worked for them. And that's why they're doing it. Like, I'm not saying they're not smart. They're super smart to do it. But something's got to give. And my slogan now is when they go low, we fight back. Because we're not going to roll over and just be like, no, we're not dangerous. I'm a dangerous politician. Yes, I'll of course defend myself. And for the record, to anyone that's doubting me, I don't want to abolish cash bail. I don't want to defund the police. I don't want to pay reparations with your tax dollars. And I don't want to decriminalize illegal border crossings. Obviously, that's totally stating the obvious. But the more important thing is what I do want to do, what I will do in terms of making government more efficient, making government more likable, cutting the red tape around around permitting issues, making North Hempstead Beach Park a beautiful destination that generates revenue for the town. And to the extent that I have to fight back around this negative trash, like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And to those that out there that think that I'm not, like, if Jen DeSena, if you're watching this, if you're the Republican, Nassau Republicans, New York State Republicans, again, you go low, I fight back.
I love that. Okay. I was just so enthralled by that moment. I was like, yes. So
I had to give you a nice soundbite. It's funny, Jess, because, and you can edit this out or not, but we've had as very few listeners, but the clips have done well. The video clips have
Yeah.
done well. So that's really the essence of what I think this is valuable. This is good for. And I did I made the video, but I like being able to have a longer conversation about this because it gives me a little bit more time, a little bit more breathing room to really talk about it and for people to see. Like, it's so obvious to everyone that knows me that I'm not the person in this crazy flyer, but there are tens of thousands of people that have gotten that flyer that don't know me. And talking here is an opportunity to help them get to know me. So I hope as many people that got that flyer have an opportunity to get to know me either through the podcast or through face to face. Of course, I'm out there all the time meeting people and whatnot.
Yeah. And I would love to know, you have so many supporters in the town of North Hempstead, and you received these flurry of text messages. What were some of their initial thoughts? Was it the WTF, can you believe this? And take me to that moment where you're actually setting up your daughter's college dorm room.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy because Carrie and I had an understanding, my wife and I had an understanding from the start of the campaign that we would probably get negative mail. And so her plan was to shield herself and, of course, to shield our son to the greatest extent possible. And I would go through the mail and sort out the trash, literally, and to the greatest extent possible, have her avoid it. And she even told her friends, like, hey, don't send me negative mail when it comes. So I'm there setting up the dorm room, and all of a sudden I get all these texts like, Dave, oh my God, we just got this. You can't believe it. This is so crazy. This is so shocking. People, of course, sent me the image. And then I'm sitting there with my daughter and son and wife, and I probably turned like a ghost almost. Like I was like so in shocked. And Carrie's, what's the matter? And I go, oh, everything's fine. Everything's fine. She said, no, something's the matter. I said, no, it's a little something related to the campaign, but everything's fine. So she's obviously super smart and intuitive. So she's, oh, negative mail hit, right? And I was like, yep, you're right. She's, do I want to see it? I was like, no, I don't think so. And I'm sitting there, and it's dropping off a kid at college, for those of you that haven't done that yet, it's very emotional. And much unlike the dangerous character that they made me out to be, I'm a big teddy bear. I'm an emotional, I hug and I cry and I'm emotional, right?
Wasn't there a poll that said everybody said that you were going to cry when you were dropping your daughter off?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God. I
no.
posted on Instagram, am I going to cry? It was like 33 yeses, 0 no's. and I will tell you, and this is good fodder for the Republicans, I really expected them to paint me as a clown. Like, you could pay me as a clown because I'm goofy and I love to have fun and I love to dance, and like that would be actually a pretty good attack, like if I were them. So when the negative mail came, I expected them to make me out to be a clown. And so the preposterousness of this particular attack was also so like shocking. It was like, okay, not only is he not a clown, he's like a vicious, like dangerous, radioactive superhero, evil superhero. And I was like, wow. Oh, the other thing that was so funny, Jess, was like so many people were like, you look great in this picture. They're like, you look like a tough guy. I'm like, cool. So instead of making me a clown, you make me look like a tough guy. Now, you did say that I'm dangerous and I want to defund the police and all kinds of other crazy lies, but hey, at least I look good. Anyway, I'm sitting there in the dorm room with my daughter and wife and son, and finally I'm like, look, Carrot, I got to step out for a minute. I got to talk to my team a little bit, try to figure this out, etc. I stepped away, but I will say afterwards I was able to move it to the side and really focus on being present for my daughter. I've said all along, I'm so excited to serve. I am so excited to be a public servant, but my family always comes first, always, right? And so it was the biggest challenge I've had to that prioritization yet. And I'm sure I'll have more challenges to come, but it was like, okay, this is crazy. But I have expected, I knew something would come, and it was just a matter of when and just how crazy it would be. And B, like, this is an important moment for my family and for my daughter. And I need to be there. I need to be present. So after I stepped away for a few minutes, I came back and I was totally focused and present. And of course, I did cry, saying goodbye. And then I put together this plan to come right back at her and say, challenge is on. Ball's in your court. You have an opportunity right now to condemn this and say, I am not going to support these lies. You're right, Dave. Giving a $10 donation to a local Working Families Party candidate in 2011 doesn't mean that you want to defund the police. And clearly, you don't want to defund the police, and you don't want to abolish cash bail and decriminalize all immigration and all this craziness. You can say that. You can be sane and calm, and we can focus the rest of the next 2 months on the issues and have a great spirited conversation and debate about the issues. How you said you've cut taxes, but I don't think people are really feeling that. I think people's wallets don't feel like you've cut taxes. And I'm going to dig in and really get creative, as I've done with my businesses, to make sure that I cut costs and increase revenues for the town without increasing taxes. In fact, I'm going to decrease taxes. We can talk about issues like that, but let's not make the campaign about mudslinging and lies. She can do all of that, Jess. She can step up and condemn this and do all of that. And I gave her 7 days. And somebody posted online, like, why 7 days? I'm like, because I'm not waiting like months. And I want to give her a few minutes. She can meet with her consultant. She can meet with the NASA and the state Republicans and say, wow, maybe we should go with truth and positivity here. That would be great. She's got 7 days to do that. By the time this airs, less than 7 days, right? It might have a couple days left. But Jen, if you're watching this, you have a chance to send a positive message out there and say, you know what? We messed up. The New York State Republican Party does not represent me. And I know, Dave, that you don't want to defund the police. And I know that's not all of what you stand for. And let's focus on the issues. You know what, Jess? That would make me so happy. I would be delighted. And if, on the other hand, she can't do it, she can't step up, then she has to take responsibility for this. She does. And whether there are legal implications or I just go buck wild as the marketer that I am and build the heck out of deceitful.com, I don't know. But I'm going to tell the truth no matter what. I'm going to keep things above board no matter what. But I got to be in it to win it. And again, if you go low, I got to fight back. We got to fight back. Otherwise, we're just going to keep taking it on the chin. And that's not cool either.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be a very interesting remaining 2 months. We had spoken last time in our last episode about the focus on fundraising. And so you're going to be focused on fundraising and also fighting these preposterous lies. Dave, go.
Yeah, no, I'm just going to say, I know this was a special edition of The Candidate, Jess. I think what we should do is do one more episode after the 7-day mark. And I will either report back saying, great news, she stepped up, she denounced this, we're going to keep things positive, and I'm so proud of her, and I'm ready to do this the right way. Or I can come on and walk through deceitful.com. Either way, let's do a follow-up episode and regroup, and I appreciate, as always, you being here and everyone that's listening and watching. You guys are the best. What an adventure, what a crazy adventure this is, but I'm here for it.
I love it. And I'm so grateful for you, Dave. And I really think that this is a service to other people who are interested in politics, because this is real life. This is not just the glossed over idea of what it's going to be like to be in politics. Thank you, Dave. I can't wait for our next episode. I hope that DeSena comes out and condemns it all. I don't have a lot of faith, but I do hope that she does, and that you guys can have an amazing final 2 months of this campaign where you knock it out of the water and debate on true issues that matter to the town, not federal issues or things that are deceitful.
Yeah. Thank you, Jess. Final words from me. You said this is real life. On the one hand, this is real life. On the other hand, the Hulk, not real life. This is fiction. This is fiction.
Paid for by the Friends of Dave Kirpin.